Hey everybody, welcome back to another round of Canje Plays, and today we continue our playthrough after Kate got delayed and that just wasn't a good feeling. However, Mandy was okay and Wilson was okay. We have a dead Bob, but Bob is where the great old one was, so that's a tough one on there to see. And we know we have this that when this card plays, we could try to gain an artifact to gain the sword and then fight that way. We haven't really done much damage to this creature, if at all, which is not good. And we've got ongoing rumors, we've got bad things happening. It's taking a spiral, but it is back to the player's turn. We're going to pass first player to Kate, and Kate is delayed, so basically she forfeits her turn. We'll go with Mandy, who's next. Mandy is in a city space. Um, Mandy is going to buy, all she can buy is a ship ticket. So she is going to buy a ship ticket. Actually, if Kate was, Mandy's going to buy a ship ticket, and Mandy is going to move, use the ship ticket to move, and then make her way to Shanghai. And that's probably the fastest way for her to get there. And that's where she's going to end her turn. So then we go to Wilson, who's in Buenos Aires. I believe what I want Wilson to do is I want Wilson to buy a ship ticket, and Wilson is going to actually go to San Francisco. And that's where he's going to end his turn. So we'll flip them down, saying that they are finished for this round, and that's going to be what happens to them. So, with Kate being the first and being on a sea space, let's take a look at what Kate is going to deal with. The ship ahead of you seems abandoned, but now you see that it's crewed entirely by ghostly figures. You try to discuss what ship this had once been and what happened to it. Test lore. If you pass, the spectral captain grants you aid to gain one clue or improve willpower. If you fail, gain a curse condition. Well, this might not be too bad for Kate since her lore is 3, so we're gonna give that a whirl and see what happens. All right, so she is going to roll 3 dice for her lore and pray to goodness that she rolls a success. And she does with the 5, which makes me so happy. So I gain a clue or I improve willpower. Well, for Kate, I know I want to do research on her bit, but we need to close a gate to do it. So therefore, she's going to gain a clue, and that's going to be the one for her. Actually, come to think of it, instead of gaining that clue, because she already has 2 clues, we're going to forego that, and what she's going to choose to do is improve on her willpower, which will boost her from a 2 willpower to a 3 willpower, which is probably the smarter thing to do. All right, next is going to be Mandy. Mandy's in Shanghai. Mandy, there's a clue here for Mandy to get, but Mandy isn't going to get the clue. Instead, Mandy is going to just pull and read what's in Shanghai because she's going to make her way to. Actually, no, all her clues have been the fight. So you know what? I changed my mind. She is going to go for the clue, and let's see what the clue says. You talk to elderly sailors at a rest home. Test observation -1. Her observation is 4, so 3 dice. If you pass, a retired sailor tells you an abundance of Cthulhu lore. Gain this clue. If you fail, someone notices your frequent visits. A cultist ambushes you. All right, so she has 4, but -1 means 3 in observation. So let's see how Mandy does. And Mandy's got a success for sure. So she's going to gain the clue and not have to worry about the ambush. So she will gain that clue, and that's what we're going to do. All right, Mandy gained her clue, and then we're over to Wilson. Wilson's in San Francisco, so we're going to grab this and see what's going to happen in San Francisco. While patrolling in Chinatown, you become adept at spotting signs of cult activity. Improve observation. You find their temple but must dispel a hex on the door. To enter, test lore. If you fail, lose 1 health and 1 sanity as the hex saps your life away. Okay, so Wilson is going to improve observation by 1, which is fantastic. And then he will have to do a lore test. This is only 1 die. Wilson's the 1 die man. Let's see how he's going to fare with a 1 die roll. Oh, and he's no longer cursed, so that is a success. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Wilson's the man. All right, finally, we deal with the mythos to see what happens. So let's see what's happening on the mythos phase. Okay, so we're going to move the gates there. So let's go to the table and show. I know I haven't been showing this before because nothing really happens when this shifts except for the reckoning. So, but things are happening on this one. So we're going to go back to the table and then we'll come back to what it says. All right. So first things first, it says move the omen track with blue. There is one gate that has that, so the omen is going to move once. That's the one thing that hasn't been happening because we've been lucky so far, but now it's time for Kate to kick in the gear and start shutting some gates down, killing some people, and having a good time. So it's going to be the Reckoning is next. So any monsters on the board with Reckoning abilities, each investigator on this space loses 1 health. Roll 1 die. On a 1 or 2, the nearest investigator moves 1 space towards this monster, which would be that horrible person. So let's go ahead and roll. I rolled a 3. All right, so nothing bad happens there. And that's about it. Then we go to the Reckoning on the monster board. So each investigator on a C space that does not contain an Eldritch token places an Eldritch token on there. So you already have one where you are, Kate, so you're good. Everybody else is not on a C space, so we're okay. Then we go to this Reckoning one that says to advance the Omen track 1 more. Oh boy, oh boy. And then then individuals, we've got a Dark Pact here, so let's get back to the close-up screen to deal with Kate's Dark Pact. Kate's Dark Pact says roll a die, and on a 1, she could have a bad way. That's a 4, so she is okay and doesn't have to deal with that. So that was the only one that was there, and that means that we finished out another round, but we still need to get back to this. We need to do a gate spawn. So a gate spawn's coming up after all that reckoning. All right, so our next gate that's going to spawn is going to be the gate in Antarctica, which is going to get some creatures on it. So let's do this up and let's take a look at the creature that we're going to pull. All right, the creature that we're going to pull for this one is going to be an elder thing. It's kind of thematic since they are in the Mountains of Madness. Is an elder thing in Antarctica. When this monster spawn, move it to Antarctica. So happy accident, right? You hear it again and again on the news. Every day, the world takes another step towards utter annihilation. You ask yourself, how much would you sacrifice to prevent that disaster? Even if you could only grant humanity 1 more day of existence, could you honestly say that the price was too high? Event. Doom advances by 2 unless the lead investigator gains a Dark Pact. Kate already has a Dark Pact, so she can't gain another one, therefore we have to do the advance, sadly. We are going to advance it by 2, taking it to 5. And that is going to close out what's left for this. This will be discarded. And that is going to end the round. So we're back. Hopefully you're enjoying this these episodic series of going through these quick plays of this one game. But that's going to be it for everybody. Thank you so much. I love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.